You never know what's going to work on these kind of places, so it's worth taking two different approaches. I've got a particle approach and a boilie approach. So the basis of the particle approach for me is always hemp. Every fish eats it, they absolutely love it. I've soaked it for 24 hours and then brought it to the boil, simmered it for about half an hour. It's got lots of salt in with it to bring the taste out, and it's got some chilli flakes as well to spice it up. And believe it or not, this stuff is exactly the same as the other one. That's hemp as well, but that's gone into a liquidizer to turn it into hemp milkshake, and that clouds the water up and puts lots of smell into the water. So that's a really good tip. Wherever you're fishing, that is a really, really good attractor. Next one down, sounds painful, but it's not really. Crushed nuts. There's loads of different types of nuts there. All you have to do is soak this stuff for 48 hours before you're going to use it, so you can take it dry with your fishing as well during a session in the hot weather, and just put a little bit in water and make it up as you go, so it doesn't go off during the session. And if you're going to put crushed nuts in, you want to have whole nuts as well, the old faithful tigers. Now you can see there I've got a lot less tigers than I have of the other ones, and that's because tigers fill the fish up really quickly, and if you use lots of tigers, the fish can actually spook off them because they've been used a lot in the past. So you're only just using a handful of tigers to a bucket of hemp. I'll show you my finished spod mix, if you like, or the mix you're going to drop over the side of the boat or out of your remote control boat. So it's mainly hemp. I've got some of the liquidised hemp as well, just to stodge it up so you don't lose it out the back of the spod, and you can see there just the odd tiger here and there. And if the fish are picking those out and you've got one of those on the hair, you're going to get bites quicker before all this has been eaten, and that's exactly what you want. So that's the particle approach. Moving on to the boilies, both the boilies are in air dry bags. That's really, really important, because during the session, if you just keep them in plastic bags, they'll go off. So the air dry bags will let the air get to them, move them around underneath your bed chair every day, and they won't go off. The first one's Pulse. That's a boilie that I've caught loads on this year, so I'm bringing it with me because I'm really confident in it. And the next one is Proactive Pineapple, and I've brought that because I had a really big fish from here on that a couple of years ago. I had a 58 pounder on this. So always take something that you know is going to work, and if the place recommends their own bait, I'd take some of that as well, because it goes in all the time and the fish are used to seeing it. And this is exactly the same. It's Proactive Pineapple, but it's chopped up, and I think because they're not round, they're treated with less caution by the fish, and they come out of the spod a lot easier. Now on this particular place, you're not allowed to use pellets because of the high oil content. The owners are worried about the fish getting too much oil in them. So to stop the whole lot coming out the back of the spod, I'm using that stuff, which is also Proactive Pineapple. But again, it's gone into the food processor, and I've really, really chopped it up with a chopping blade, and it's gone down to a fine crumb. Now what that does is put lots of smell in the water. It's not going to last out there very long because the small fish can eat it as well, but it helps you to pack the spod down so you don't lose anything out the back of the spod. So let's show you the final spod mix. That's it there. So I've got a mixture of everything in there. I've got the hemp in there, I've got some large chopped boilie, I've got some of the fine crumb as well, I've got a few chopped nuts and a few whole tigers, because I'm fishing different hook baits over the same baited spot. So I've gone in with that. I'll keep feeding that for the first couple of days. If it doesn't work, I might change my approach just over to boilies, but for now, that's the bait that I'm using.